yelled at and always getting our planners signed together. But regardless of how annoying he was back in the day, he generally was and is one of the most caring people I know. He's always been there for me and talked me through hard situations, and becoming friends with him again after falling off in 6th grade was one of the best things that have happened to me over the years. And even though that thought my long time being friends with him was over at grad, I have to put up with him for the next 4 years at college as well.
Okay, when I think back to one of my first memories with Trace, I remember ICDC last year. The group got super close because we were always walking around Universal and we had to spend hours in the lines of the rides where Trace would love to name the capitals of every single country you threw at him. Another huge issue was that Ari and Trace would always get lost from our group somehow. It's because they'd be taking photos in every corner of Universal.
Wait, Prisha, I'm not gonna lie, Trace is the absolute worst with timing.
I know, just the other week, he asked me to come over to help with his Boy Scouts project for like an hour or two, and somehow that ended up being 6 hours, a froyo run, and I went home with a splinter. But all jokes aside, Shreyas is someone I admire for his ability to maintain a balance. He knows when to focus on his priorities, and he also knows when to spend time with people that care about him.
I'm Shreyas' friend, and this is my speech. When I started writing this, I named the notes page Shreyas' grad speech, but it's easy to overlook the fact that he actually graduated. I'm not saying that it's surprising, because we all knew that he was going to graduate with flying colors, but the idea of graduating has always been ahead of us. We think of graduating as something that will happen in the future, and now when it's happening, it's surreal. It's the moment you've put countless nights to words. It's the moment you thought of every time you put... Hi, can I get everyone's attention, please? Thank you. Here you go. We think of graduating as something that will happen in the future, and now when it's happening, it's surreal. It's the moment you've put countless nights to words, and the moment you thought of every time you worked on a physics project. It's the moment you thought of when you were taking practice tests every 2 weeks for 7 months. And now, when it's done and over with, what do you have to show? A diploma? No. Trace is more than just a Macomb student with a 5.32 GPA, a 1570 SAT score, and abs. Trace is more than just a diploma with 4 cords around his neck. I'm sure many of you have known Trace for longer than I have, and I'm sure all of you have amazing memories with him. That's the thing about Shreyas. No matter what you do with him, it will always be memorable. One of my favorite experiences with this dude was when we scammed Chipotle for $5. We bought one bowl and filled it to the brim, getting all sorts of sides and asking for extra on every option. We also bought some tortillas, and using them we made 2 burritos each. And we had a very enjoyable grub session. This story is about 2 friends sharing a Chipotle bowl, and it may not be as impactful to him as it was to me, but in that moment, I realized I don't need to be doing something to have fun when I'm with Shreyas. Us being in each other's presence was enough to have fun, and I think that's what sets him apart. His everlasting enthusiasm for whatever he decides to do, whether it's studying or having fun. He has this drive in him that allows him to put his full effort into anything he desires. If he wanted to climb Mount Everest, he could. His mentality and his passion is contagious, and he has influenced me to work towards being the best version of myself. One time he called me out at like 1 a.m. asking if I wanted to run around Richwoods. I told him that I couldn't do it, but he kept on persistently asking, saying that we could take breaks and we could pace it. I told him that I would hold him back, but he didn't care. We ran from each park to the next, taking breaks at each one. Before that day, I never thought I was capable of doing that. When I would slow down because of the pain or exhaustion, he would tell me to keep going and to not stop, or that we were almost there. He wouldn't let me give up, and that's the type of person who he is. He wants people around him to succeed with him. Shreyas is talking about it, and I wouldn't be the person I am without him. I'm gonna repeat that again because I want you all to think of who you would be without Shreyas. I wouldn't be the person I am today without Shreyas. Thank you for being in my life, and no matter what happens, no matter where life takes you, you will always have a spot on my couch if you need one, and you will always be my brother. I fucking love you. So proud of you. You did everything you needed to do. Proud of you.
So my name is Ritesh, and I've known Shreyas for about 9 years now. And putting 9 years into a single speech is a lot to ask, but I'll try my best. I'll start with how me and Shreyas met. Although we live on the same street, we didn't meet till the school year started. Both of us were in Alpha Best and after school daycare while our parents were at work. The first question he asked me was, "Are you new here?" And for some reason I lied. I said, "No, I've been here for a while." Maybe it was because I was trying to find a new place in a new town or meeting new people, but I did lie. And that's the thing about Shreyas. He always treats people like he's been close with them for years. And that same day, he came over to my house and we played video games until the sun went down. From that day forward, we became not just friends, but brothers. To the point where we started telling people we were brothers. We've always been like-minded, making this much more believable, but somehow we pulled it off. Years later, people still asked us if we were brothers, and it took till middle school for people to realize that it was all a joke. What made it believable was that we shared all the same interests, same dreams, and same passions, and we made YouTube channels, short comedy films, and science experiments together. That was all back when nothing mattered besides having fun and being kids, and back then life was so much more genuine, and throughout all the years, Shreyas has managed to stay the same. Still holding true to his goals, his passions, and his hobbies. He was never the type to put school over all, but that doesn't mean he slacked off. He's always been a role model to me and Nikhil, paving the way for both of us in a new environment throughout our lives, giving us old notebooks, advice, and leading us on the right path. Being the oldest out of the three, Shreyas has always done the dirty work for us, and now that's finally paid off. I know he's going to do great things in college and furthermore in life. Although we don't share the same last name or the same blood, we'll always be brothers.
I told you today too.
It's fine, it's fine.
Hi everyone, my name's Rithvik. So I haven't known Shreyas as long as these two have. I just met him this year, but he's become one of my closest friends in those times. So I'm gonna tell y'all a story of how we became friends. So every day after school, we both had this thing called early release. For me, it was on A days, for him, it was both days. And before I knew him, I thought of him as a person who I could never be friends with just because he was so much better than me. I always looked at him like he was such a cool person and just so much better than me. But then I finally got to meet him through Nick, and yeah. So it started off with us getting food together. We had this thing on A-Day called A-Day Tweaking. We both know about it. And basically what would happen is we would go and get food together every time. And the funny thing is, on that day, the first day that we met, the weirdest things happened. And we were just like, wow, what is going on? But yeah, that's how we met. And after that, we started getting to know each other more, and I found out that he's a really cool person, and I'm really glad I met him. We started going to the gym together, and one thing I like about Shreyas is that he pushes me forward as much as he pushes himself forward. We would work out together, getting stronger each day, and he was always someone that I looked up to. And so I'm really grateful for that. And you as a person, you're an amazing person. I know you're gonna do amazing in college, and I just wanna thank you for everything, my gym bro.
Even in college, bro, when I come back.
Yeah.
All right, we have one last speech. I'd like you all to listen to it, please.
So most of you probably don't know me because I don't go to Centennial, but my name is Vishal. I met Shreyas 2 years ago, and I'm a strong believer that the people around you define who you guys are. Your friends define who you are, how you act, what you like. Shreyas came in my life unexpectedly through Nick, just like for Rithvik. But he's one of the most influential people I've ever met in my life. Shreyas, he made me who I am today in a way because he changed my view on how I view different things, different subjects, different topics. He changed the way where I used to be super negative about everything, and he kind of changed how I look at things, right? Shreyas has given me so much advice, and we've hung out over the most stupid stuff, like just going on drives throughout Richwoods, just listening to Sid Sriram and A.R. Rahman and all the old hits that our parents used to put on for us, like from the soundtrack from Shivaji. So that's how we connected over just little things that no one else really talked about, because we were the only two Tamil people that we had in the friend group. I don't know where I would be here without Shreyas, and I know this is kind of a bittersweet moment because on one hand that Shreyas is leaving us, which is sad, but Shreyas is so good at everything he does. He has his drive in him, like Nick mentioned. He just picks something and you can really go for it and just get the job done. You were one of my biggest inspirations, and we all love you. Us four and the guy sitting in the back over there. You are all our older brothers. You are my older brother, my bad. But I love you. I'm gonna miss you next year. You better pick up the calls every week. And you better come see me, bro. Miss you, bro.
Hi, my name is Lord. Hi, my name is Lord. Shreyas is easily one of the most interesting people I've ever met. Now, whether that's a good or bad thing is not really up for me to say, but from the day I met him in 4th grade when he joined our DI team, to our days screaming at each other on Valorant Online for hours on end, and finally, our trip to Cancun, I can most definitely tell how he was unique. Shreyas is easily one of the most intelligent people I know. I mean, this guy is the reason I passed Algebra 2 in sophomore year when I was watching TikTok on my phone and taught me everything I know for at least the other half of my classes in high school. Even though he would make fun of me for not knowing anything, Shreyas would sit with me for hours, making sure I would understand every math concept when I would forget it in 5 minutes anyway. But what you have to know about Shreyas is that there's two sides to him. There's school Shreyas and there's our group Shreyas, Monkey Squad Shreyas. Monkey Squad Shreyas, on the other hand, is the dumbest person you will ever meet. I mean, this guy's notorious for leaving everything behind. A couple weeks ago, he left a lunchbox, a charger, and his lotion all in my car. I still don't know why he even had a lunchbox in the middle of summer. Not only that, when we have plans, we'll call Shreyas 30 minutes in advance, saying we're on the way to pick him up just because he takes forever to come. And when he does come, every single restaurant we've ever been to, I've never seen this guy fail to embarrass himself, either by dropping the water glass on the floor or continuing to try to order a Coke when the server has said they don't have it maybe 10, if not 15 times. But when I look back at these times, I don't look back on how long he took to come outside or how stupid he acted when he did, but at the fact that he made the time out of his busy schedule whenever we asked him to come in the first place. Regardless of what situation I'm in, if there's one person I can count on, it would be Shreyas. This guy has been there for me the longest out of anyone. To 8 years ago, running around the Richwoods Park or going to 7-Eleven behind our parents' back in 7th grade, to recently going to Mexico, Shreyas has been there for me through everything. For 8 years, I've grown up with Shreyas, going through each milestone in our lives together. From us liking a girl to the first time in 4th grade, to us now graduating high school together, I wouldn't trade these 8 years for anything.
Hey, can everyone pay attention, please? Thank you.
I met Shreyas in middle school and we went through high school together, but we only came closer this year in our AP Stats class. I still remember how senioritis hit everyone hard, everyone except Shreyas. He would be in stats studying diligently for every class and ensured he aced every class's test, even when grades stopped mattering. From then on, I thought Shreyas would be the most responsible person I knew. However, when we started hanging out outside of school, I noticed a different side of him. The first time I picked him up to go to the gym, he took a whole 20 minutes to come out. I assumed he was busy with something important, but the next time, he took 20 minutes again. It got to the point where I'd be driving nearly 30 minutes from home in Dallas, and I would call him to come out, and still wait when I arrived. Even though he makes me wait for hours on end, there's no one I'm going to miss more than Shreyas when he goes to college. I'm going to miss our late night talks, our gym sessions, our unique and stupid humor, and most of all, I'm really going to miss sharing all the small details of my life with him. I love you, Shreyas. Don't forget to have fun in college.
I love you too, bro.
My name is Siddharth, and I've known Shreyas since middle school as well. He's been one of my closest friends for a very long time, and the main thing I can point out about him is that he's the most positive soul you'll find. It's honestly impossible to get him angry, whether you're trying or not. I remember one time
the entire day, I thought Trace was ignoring me because I kept calling his name and trying to tap him, but he wouldn't respond to me. And I was really, really confused because it's very unlike Trace to get pissy or show his anger towards you. And so after a certain point, I left it. Later on, we talked about it and he wasn't mad at me at all. The entire time, he just didn't hear me. And that made me realize that I was right. He's the most positive person in the world, and you'll never find a moment where he gets mad at you. Everyone here has heard the multiple testimonies about how he loses everything, he's late, so I'll spare you the stories. But I'm excited to go to the same college as him, where I can help him find the things he misses and pick up after him. And I'm glad that we're gonna be spending the next 4 years together. And I love you. Good luck, Trace.
Hey, hi everyone. I've been really lucky over the past 4 years to call Trace my closest friend and, if anything, my best friend. Over the past couple of years, I've seen him from the lowest of lows to the highest of highs. We've gone on international stages together, winning huge prizes to making really bad campaigns in our bedrooms. Sometimes I come with random ideas in my head in junior year in the shower and fully naked and still call him and be like, hey Trace, I have this idea, please come. Let's make this a reality. So he's always someone I can go to actually make an impact and actually help, not only my college application, but his as well. Clearly I haven't really prepared anything for today, but I feel like I've been kind of preparing the speech the past 2 years itself. He's for sure one of the most beautiful souls that I've ever met, and we've stood side by side throughout everything. I think it's all I'm gonna say right now, but he knows how much he means to me, so I love him.
Raghav, and I've known Trace for almost 10 years now, and throughout the years he's really changed a lot. And from doing DI, going to Lubbock, and eating CC's, I spent a lot of my childhood with Trace. We went through COVID together, there's been many ups and downs in our relationship, and I've always been good friends with Trace, but I got the closest with him through Boy Scouts. One thing I noticed about Trace is that he never leaves a place without forgetting something. When we went to summer camp, we'd pack up our tents, and then I'd go back to our tent to find about 10 things he'd forgotten. But one thing I believe is Trace's best characteristic is the fact that he doesn't really care what people think about him. He won't do things for the sole purpose of pleasing others, and rather he'll do what he enjoys and what's good for him in the long term. He knows when to have a good time, and he also knows when to tone it down a bit. Most importantly, I wish him the best of luck at UT, and I'm sure he'll do well in whatever he decides to pursue. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Ritvik. I met Trace in middle school, and I really got tighter with him during high school. Now, one thing I agree with Raghav about is that Trace is one of the most confident people that I know. He'll do things that give me secondhand embarrassment, but he doesn't get embarrassed at all. So that's one thing about him. And then I just know he's gonna be successful at UT.
In our 4th grade class, and we had a little trio going with Team B, him, and someone named Connor Cross, who will be in UT in the upcoming year. And when I say that trio was probably the tightest I've been with anybody in a long, long time, I mean it. I mean, every single day, we would go to Connor's house and hang out and do the dumbest things. We would literally just sit there in his pool, and we were all scared of his huge dog. His dog came up to our heads, and we were all scared. And back then, Shreyas was the stupidest guy ever. He would always do the craziest things, but I remember he made his whole personality the fact that a rollerblade cut his thumb. Every personal narrative that we wrote in Clue, he would always write about his thumb being cut, and now his whole personality is his six-pack. I know he's gonna do great things at UT, and I'll miss you so much next year.